Hello, everyone. Happy Football Friday. Great to be here again for the FAA podcast. We got a lot to cover. 27 college football games are on our slate this week, as well as all the NFL games. But we had some games this week, one on Wednesday, two last night, and we have one that we're going to cover tonight as well. So weekday college football games a couple weeks in here, so get you caught up with all the NFL news after we go over these games and the Monday night, Thursday night games. It's NFL Week 7. But starting off Wednesday night, Appalachian State 42-17 over Georgia State. App State had to come back. They were down 14-0. A couple turnovers helped the Mountaineers come back and then eventually rout the Panthers. This one was at App State, I believe. Neither quarterback was doing very much. App State changed their offense through when they were down, started running the ball. Cameron Peoples, Anderson Castle, Amani Marshall, and even Chase Bryce scoring 2 touchdowns on the ground as well. They were all a part of the dominant App State ground game for the better part of 2.5 quarters or so. Darren Granger, though, for Georgia State, 9 of 23, 39.1% completion, 73 yards a pick. But on the ground, he was effective. 19 carries, 100 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 fumbles, 3 turnovers there. Like I said, led to help App State come back there. Chase Bryce for App, 7 of 17, 41.2% completion, 62 yards, 5 carries, 17 yards, and 2 touchdowns, like I had mentioned. Cameron Peoples, dominant, 23 carries, 168 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Tucker Gregg for Georgia State was also very good, 11 carries, 93 yards, and a touchdown as well. Leading receiver in the game, App State tight end Henry Pearson, 1 catch for 31 yards. That's it. And then defensively, I'm going to go with App State linebacker Nick Hampton, 8 tackles, 5 solos, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. App cover -9.5 easily, and the under 60 by 1. Last night, ACC matchup, Virginia at Georgia Tech, 16-9 win for the Cavaliers. Brennan Armstrong, 20 of 35, 57.1%, 255 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 13 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown. I believe Jeff Sims got injured for Georgia Tech, so Zach Gibson came in and played the Akron transfer, 10 of 25, 40%, 99 yards, and a fumble. Jeff Sims, while he was playing, 6 of 11, 54.5%, 47 yards, and a pick. Hassan Hall, your leading rusher in the game, Georgia Tech running back. 12 carries, 47 yards, 4 catches for 37 yards for the Louisville transfer. Receiving leader here, Virginia wide receiver Dontavian Wicks, 4 catches, 99 yards, and a score. Defensively, how can you not go with Georgia Tech defensive back LaMiles Brooks? 9 tackles, 5 solos, 2 pass deflections, 2 tackles for loss, and a 37-yard pick 6. The only touchdown of the game for Georgia Tech, by the way. Virginia +3, under 47 easily. Another snooze fest last night. Both of them were pretty bad games in terms of offense. This one, Troy getting the win 10-6 over South Alabama. Carter Bradley for South Alabama was decent, though. 29 of 40, 72.5%, 224 yards, 1 pick. Jared Deggy, the West Virginia transfer for Troy, 10 of 15, 66.7%, 84 yards and a pick. And I don't know if Gunnar Watson got hurt, and that's why Deggy played or not. But Watson, 4 of 4, 100%, and 54 yards on the night. Leading ball carrier in the game, Troy running back DK Billingsley, 19 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown, 2 catches for 7 yards. And then leading receiver in the game, South Alabama wide receiver Devin Voisin, 9 catches for 93 yards. Defensively, I think I'm gonna go with South Alabama linebacker CJ Rios, 4 tackles, 2 solos, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, and a QB hurry. Troy +3 under 47 easily. Dang, same spread and same total last night for both games. Monday Night Football, Chargers win at 19-16 in overtime. Justin Herbert, 37 of 57, crazy number of attempts, 64.9%, 238 yards and a pick. Russell Wilson, on the other hand, 15 of 28, 53.6%, 188 yards and a touchdown. Also ran 4 times for 23 yards. It was interesting because the beginning of the game, it looked like the Broncos offense was finally unlocked. They went right down the field, scored. They got a field goal, they got a touchdown eventually. And we thought it was going to be a Broncos route in LA, but to no avail. The offense went back to its old self after that touchdown drive and was not really that effective the rest of the night, getting 9 points total. Or getting 6 points in the second half, I should say. The running back was interesting as well for Denver. Melvin Gordon benched after 3 carries for 8 yards in the first quarter. Latavius Murray led the way in the game. 15 carries, 66 yards, 1 catch for -2 yards. Austin Eckler led the Chargers in rushing, 14 carries, only 36 yards, but he did have a rushing touchdown. And crazily, 10 receptions, 47 yards, 16 targets for Austin Eckler. No Keenan Allen in this game. But that's crazy. 16 targets for a running back is ridiculous. Leading receiver in the game, though, Josh Palmer for the Chargers. 9 catches, 57 yards on 12 targets. And defensively, I have to go with Alex Singleton. There's like 3 different guys that deserve recognition here. Alex Singleton, linebacker for the Broncos, 21 tackles, and 19 of them were solo. That's the, I think, crazier part than just 21 tackles. 19 out of 21 of his tackles were solo tackles, which is ridiculous. 2 tackles for loss, 1 pass deflection, and a QB hit. Also worth mentioning, Chargers linebacker Drew Tranquil, 8 tackles, 6 solos, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 3 QB hits. And then the bottom, Broncos linebacker Baron Browning, 3 tackles, all of them solos, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, 2 pass deflections, a QB hit, and a pick. Also, want to mention, nice night for rookie second round tight end Greg Dulcich for the Broncos, 2 catches, 44 yards, first career NFL touchdown there on 3 targets. Broncos did cover, though, +4 under 45.5. Last night, Thursday Night Football, we actually had points for once. It was crazy. We scored a lot more than the previous 2 Thursday night games. But yeah, Cardinals getting it done, 42-34 over the Saints. Andy Dalton, 30 of 47, 63.8%, 361 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks, 4 carries for 21 yards. The 3 picks were a big issue. 1 was in the red zone. 1 was in the end zone. The other 2 returned for touchdowns to get the Cardinals a big lead at halftime. Kyler Murray, 20 of 29, 69%, very accurate, 204 yards, 1 touchdown, 7 carries for 30 yards. Eno Benjamin led the way rushing in the game, running back for Arizona, 12 carries, 92 yards, a touchdown, 4 catches for 21 yards on 5 targets. Alvin Kamara, while he didn't have that great of a running game, 11 carries for 49 yards. Receiving wise, he was good, 7 catches for 56 yards on 9 targets. 200-yard receivers in this game. First round pick, wide receiver Chris Olave for the Saints, 7 receptions, 106 yards on 14 targets. And the return of D-Hop, Nuke Hopkins, 10 catches, 103 yards on 14 targets as well. Saints tight end Juwan Johnson scored twice to go on 5 catches, 32 yards, and caught all 5 of his targets there. Taysom Hill had a nice night. 1 catch for 3 yards and a touchdown on his only target. He also had 3 carries for 9 yards, and he completed both of his pass attempts for 48 yards. Defensively, 2 guys, the 2 pick sixes. Cardinals linebacker Isaiah Simmons, 5 tackles, 4 of them solos, 1 pass deflection, and a 56-yard pick six. And then Cardinals corner Marco Wilson, 3 tackles, 2 of them solos, 2 pass deflections, and a 38-yard pick six. Cardinals covered easily, -2.5 over 44. Easily. NFL news, yes, it is a sad day, or it was last night. I have to retire my jersey wearing this in memoriam of Christian McCaffrey's Panther days are over officially. Have to say it was a great run. I was there when we drafted you in 2018 in Philly, number 8 overall. We had a lot of great times in Carolina, man, but wish you all the best in San Francisco, and hope you can continue to stay healthy as you've been this season so far. So looking forward to what he has to do in San Fran. But the trade itself, I thought was pretty good value for what Christian McCaffrey's contract looks like. No guaranteed money after this year. It's only 1.2 million or something like that. Very low cap hit because they restructured his deal this year. But next year, unguaranteed 12 million. 2024 is unguaranteed 12 million, and then 2025 is an unguaranteed $12.2 million. So we'll have to see what San Fran does with that contract there. But he will wear number 23 with San Francisco that they announced today. And the Panthers, though, getting a 2023 second, a 2023 third, and a 2023 fourth, as well as a 2024 fifth round pick, kind of adds up to a late first round pick there in terms of total value. I think it's first plus a pick there with the extra fifth. But Panthers much needed draft capital for this coming draft in 2023. And sad to see him go, but that's how it is. You got to evaluate where your team is at. Fired your head coach already. And, we got to rebuild this thing. So good luck, CMC, in San Francisco. The Niners weren't the only team interested, though. It was the other team that was down to the wire was the LA Rams as well. Neither team had a first-round pick, which is what Carolina wanted. But the Niners eventually got the best offer in there. NFL news, some general stuff here. Titans tight end Delaney Walker has retired. Pretty nice career for him. He was a sixth round pick with the Niners, 175th overall in the 2006 NFL draft. So very long career. Played with the Niners from 2006 to 2012. The Titans, the rest of his career, 2013 to 19. 183 career games in the regular season, 100 starts, 790 or 504 career receptions, 5,888 yards, 36 touchdowns. And then he also scored 1 rushing touchdown, 16 carries for 89 yards and a score on his career. Three-time Pro Bowler, 2015, 16, 17. And Pro Football Focus second team All-Pro in 2015. The playoff stats for Delaney here, 3 times in the playoffs, 11, 12, and 17 with the Niners and the Titans. 6 games, 4 starts, 16 receptions, 244 yards. And then he did not have any rushes in those games. But yeah, nice career for Delaney Walker. The Commanders, they're going to start quarterback Taylor Heineke this week with Carson Wentz out, fractured finger there. And they are going to have rookie 5th-round pick Sam Howell be his backup this weekend. Amazon Prime, they announced there will be a new Black Friday game in 2023 that will start at approximately 3 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, we always have college football on Black Friday, but NFL wants to enter that space, so why not? It'll be a little weird having games, having the Thanksgiving 3 games and then your Black Friday game and then college on Friday and Saturday, and then NFL Sunday. So big weekend, Thanksgiving coming up next year. The league meetings, there was some words said and exchanged by a couple owners. Colts owner Jim Irsay made a lot of intriguing statements this week. He says he believes there is merit for removing Commanders owner Dan Snyder, and thinks that there could possibly be enough votes to accomplish that feat, which you need 24 votes. 3/4 of the owners need to approve that to force an owner to sell a team. Panthers, they're going to start quarterback PJ Walker again this week. Sam Darnold not ready just yet, even being activated off IR. Broncos, running back Melvin Gordon. I mentioned him in the Monday night game recap there. He is going to start this week. Head coach Nathaniel Hackett said he will start despite being benched on Monday night. Patriots quarterback Mac Jones, he is expected to be available for their Monday night matchup against Chicago in Foxborough. We'll have to see if it's him or Bailey Zappi that gets the start. And Jets wide receiver Elijah Moore, he has requested a trade, officially ruled out this weekend. The Jets said they aren't going to trade him, so we'll have to monitor that going forward. IR moves, Rams placing offensive tackle Joe Noteboom on IR. Same with Falcons corner Casey Hayward and the Cardinals wide receiver Marquise Brown and guard Justin Pugh. Designated to return from IR, I mentioned Panthers quarterback Sam Darnold. Also, Cardinals got offensive lineman Cody Ford back. And the Saints defensive back Alontae Taylor, both, I believe, played last night. I know Taylor did. I'm not too sure about Ford. Injuries. Packers wide receiver Randall Cobb, he is out 2 to 4 weeks with an ankle sprain. Bucks defensive back Logan Ryan, he was placed on IR. He just had surgery on a Jones fracture in his foot, so out indefinitely. Hopes to be back for the playoffs. Chargers kicker Dustin Hopkins, he is out 2 to 4 weeks with a hamstring injury. Saw him playing through it on Monday. Was a very difficult injury to play through as a kicker. Saints guard Andrus Peat, he is week to week with a strained pec, did not play last night. And the Steelers got a lot of good news. They got 3 players back from the concussion protocol. Quarterback Kenny Pickett, tight end Pat Freiermuth, and corner Levi Wallace, all expected to play on Sunday Night Football. Ravens, running back J.K. Dobbins, he is out 4 to 6 weeks after undergoing arthroscopic knee surgery. Crushes my fantasy team. I've been trying to trade all week to no avail. And it's tough, man. It's tough world out there in the fantasy space of trades. Ins and outs, Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson dealing with a hamstring injury. He is questionable, but officially a game-time decision. Ravens defensive lineman Calais Campbell and quarterback Lamar Jackson, they are in. They're ready to go. Packers wide receiver Christian Watson, he is out. Commanders wide receiver Jahan Dotson, officially questionable. I hope he can play this week. Colts running backs Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines, they are both in, as is Lions wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown. Also with the Lions, running back DeAndre Swift and wide receiver Josh Reynolds are both questionable. Wide receiver DJ Chark and defensive lineman Charles Harris both out for Detroit in Dallas this week. Speaking of Dallas, Cowboys wide receiver Dak Prescott, he is in, cleared off the injury report. He will make his return this week. Chargers wide receiver Keenan Allen, he is a game time decision. 49ers defensive end Nick Bosa, left tackle Trent Williams, and safety Jimmy Ward, they are all in. Good to go, coming off injuries there for San Fran. Needham against Kansas City this week. And then finally, Raiders tight end Darren Waller officially ruled out this week again. Couple transactions. The Rams, they released defensive end Tack McKinley and then signed offensive tackle Ty Nsekhe, needing some offensive line depth with Noteboom going down. And the Ravens kicking the tires on wide receiver Deshaun Jackson, the 35-year-old, making his return. We'll have to see how much he plays this week, but interesting signing for Baltimore there. And he was one of their teams, one of the teams on his list there. College pick standings. Logan continues to lead us here. I had a terrible week last week, 11-13. Went 0-2 on my Lone Wolves, Penn State and Oklahoma State. Mark, however, went 3-0 on his Lone Wolves. Got LSU right over Florida, Oregon State over Washington State, and South Dakota State right over North Dakota State. So good job for Mark there. Logan did very well on his Lone Wolves as well. He got 4 out of 6 right for him. Oklahoma over Kansas, Tennessee over Alabama, got Florida State wrong against Clemson, got Kentucky right over Mississippi State, Utah right over USC, and he lost UNLV, got crushed by Air Force. But yeah, I lost Penn State to Michigan and Oklahoma State to TCU. So yeah, I took a lot of games this past week. I am now 8 back from Logan, and Mark is 3 back from Logan. But Mark keeps gaining on him. I think every week he gets a game or something like that. This week, UAB, we got 2 games tonight. We're only covering one, though. UAB at Western Kentucky. The Hilltoppers, 1.5-point favorites at home. And I just think UAB, despite being 4-2, they haven't really played that well against some of their competition. Western Kentucky has played a lot better, even though they are a half game worse than UAB in record. Gonna go Hilltoppers tonight. Austin Reed, the D2 transfer from West Florida, I believe it was, gets it done over the Flames. Or the Blazers, I should say, not Liberty. UAB Blazers. Over under is 58.5. I am gonna go over on that one, and this one's 8 p.m. on CBS Sports. Tomorrow, starting off Iowa at number 2, Ohio State, 30-point favorites for the Buckeyes in the shoe. Yeah, Ohio State should crush Iowa on the road there. The Hawkeye defense is one of the best in the country, but they have nothing on offense. So, yeah, Buckeyes roll. Over-under for this one is 50. I would expect that one to go over. I think anyway. I think it goes over anyways. And then this one is 12 p.m. on Fox. UT Martin at number 3, Tennessee. And Tennessee is a 38-point favorite. No, not surprising there. But they are facing the number 18 ranked team in the FCS. So not going to be too much of a pushover, especially it's in state, it's a branch campus of Tennessee, Knoxville. So, yeah, 38 points for the Bulls here. Wouldn't be surprised if they cover that one. The over-under is 69.5. I don't think that goes over. I think it stays under for that one. This is 12 p.m. on SEC Network. A lot of orange in this game. Number 14, Syracuse, the orange. At number 5, Clemson, 14-point favorites for the Tigers at home. Yeah, I don't think that Clemson will have a problem being at home. If this one was in the Dome, I would roll Syracuse all day. But the way that Clemson is playing right now, they are rolling pretty well. So I don't expect them to lose. Syracuse should cover 14. I think that's a lot of points. If Syracuse can control the clock with Sean Tucker and not make Garrett Strader have to beat Clemson, I think that's how Syracuse could possibly upset in Death Valley. But again, it's during the day, not night. So it's Syracuse has a chance. Weird things happen at noon Eastern. Over under is 49.5. I have to believe that goes over. And 12 p.m. ABC. Number 21, Cincinnati at SMU. Logan is lone wolfing Cincinnati. The first of many, once again, for Logan this week. Just like last week in terms of lone wolves. But yeah, lone wolf and the Mustangs there at home. These teams are very similar. That's why Cincinnati's 3.5-point favorites. They're the ranked team here. Tanner Mordecai is pretty good, so is Rasheed Rice. But I think Ben Bryant, the Bearcat offense and the Bearcat defense, they have looked better in similar games. So I'm going to roll with the Bearcats, and Mark is with me on that one. Over under is 60. I'm going to go under that, and 12 p.m. on ESPN. Kansas at Baylor. Kansas not ranked for the first time in a couple weeks here after losing to Oklahoma and TCU in back-to-back weeks. The Logan, again, is lone wolfing. He's rolling the Jayhawks this week. I just don't think, unless Jalen Daniels is back, that's the only way I think they beat Baylor. So, yeah, I think Baylor at home is going to be too much for Jason Bean if that's who the quarterback is in this one. Over-under is 58. I'm going to go under that, and 12 p.m. ESPN 2. Toledo at Buffalo. Again, Logan Lone Wolfen. He's going with the Bulls on the road. The Rockets have been lights out. The Bulls have blown out 2 teams back to back, and they haven't been very good teams. One of them was UMass. But Toledo has been scoring a lot against teams this year. It is in Buffalo, makes it a little bit more difficult for the Rockets, but I think they can get it done on the road there. Over under is 57. I'm going to go over that, and 1 p.m. ESPN Plus. Number 7, Ole Miss on the road at LSU. LSU getting a good win last week over Florida. Yeah, as much as I don't like Ole Miss, I don't think LSU is going to be able to match up with their running game. And if Kayshon Boutte has a game like he had last week, LSU should stay in this one. LSU's a 1-point favorite, actually, over number 7 Ole Miss at home. So we'll have to see what Jaden Daniels can do, but I think the Ole Miss run game gets it done in this one. Over under is 65. I'm going to go over. I think it's a high scoring game possibility in this one. 3:30 SEC on CBS. What a battle. Pac-12 in the afternoon. Number 9 UCLA at number 10 Oregon. Mark is lone wolf and the Ducks at home. Look, Chip Kelly has DTR playing at an elite level. And I think the Bruins go into Eugene, get a win, and vault into the top 5 and squarely into the college football playoff conversation this year. Get it done, DTR. Bobo, the receiver there, Jake Bobo, and the rest of the crew, Zach Charbonnet. I think they can get it done. Over under is 70.5. Let's hit the over button. Why not? Old school Oregon game. 3:30 on Fox. Number 20, Texas at number 11, Oklahoma State. Logan Lone Wolf and the Longhorns on the road. Logan Lone Wolfing the Longhorns. There you go. How's that for alliteration there? But Oklahoma State, Mark and I are on the Cowboys coming off the loss to TCU in overtime, blew that lead that they had. I don't think they're going to blow a lead this week. I don't know why Texas is 6-point favorites on the road at Oklahoma State. I'm going to go with Gundy. Texas defense is pretty good. I think the Oklahoma State defense is better than what they showed last week against a high-powered offense in TCU. But give me the Cowboys at home here. Over-under is 60.5. I'm going with the over. And 3:30 on ABC. Boston College at number 13, Wake Forest. Demon Deacons, 20.5-point favorites at home. That's a nice number for them. Get that extra half a point to get it below the 3-score threshold there of 21. So I don't know about the points necessarily. I'm going to go with Sam Hartman, though. Ever since he's been back, Wake Forest has been lights out, especially even when they played Clemson and lost. He still had an amazing game there. So, yeah, give me the Demon Deeks at home as we all are on Wake Forest. Over-under is 60. I'm going to go under that. And 3:30 on ACC Network. AAC matchup here. Memphis at number 25, Tulane, the Green Wave, ranked for the first time this season. 6-1 record. I think they get it done at home. They are absolutely rolling. That defense is feisty. They're going to give Seth Hennigan and the offense, the Tiger offense, some trouble in this game. And I think Michael Pruitt being back last week against ECU really provided a spark for that offense. So, and that obviously Tajay Spears as well running the ball. So, yeah, give me the Green Wave, and we are all on Tulane. Take the points -7 as well. Over under is 55.5. It's going to go under, and this one's at 3:30 on ESPN2. BYU at Liberty. The Cougars on the road. Very disappointing season so far. 4-3, not where we thought Liberty, or not where we thought BYU would be. 6-1, probably where we thought Liberty would be, even without Malik Willis this year. They haven't really played anyone to note, so they really don't have that many marquee wins. BYU has been through the grinder. They've played top 25 teams galore, and even a non-ranked Notre Dame team in Vegas. You know, it's been a tough schedule for BYU, but that's what they wanted. You know, they got to build that up, especially going into the Big 12 next year. But we are all on the Cougars. Jaron Hall gets it done. I don't think Liberty is that good as their 6-1 record suggests, like I kind of explained. So I think Jaron Hall goes in there, lights them up, and takes the 7 points there. Over-under is 58. I'm going to go over that. And 3:30 on ESPNU. Big Ten matchup, Purdue at Wisconsin. Of course, Logan is taking the Badgers. Look, Wisconsin sucks. Graham Mertz sucks. Aiden O'Connell's going to come in. Look, the Jim Leonard defense should be good, and they should be able to stop the running game, I think, possibly for Purdue, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop Aiden O'Connell and the passing game. So give me the Boilermakers on the road in Madison. Wisconsin sucks. Over-under is 51.5. I think it does go under that. This one is 3:30 on ESPN. Northwestern at Maryland. Big Ten matchup once again here. Terps 14-point favorites at home. They should cover that. I believe it should be nice in College Park this weekend. So it should be great conditions for Talia Tagovailoa to sling the rock around. I think they're going to throw all over Northwestern's defense, and Talia should have a great game. Terps win big in this one. Over under here is 51.5, just like the last game. I'm gonna go under. I don't think actually no, I'm gonna go over. Maryland's defense really has not been that great. Evan Hall, I think, has a nice day for Northwestern, but not too nice of a day as Maryland covers. 3:30, Big Ten Network. Marshall at James Madison, coming off the massive loss at Georgia Southern last weekend. Got to get it turned back around for their hunt toward the Sun Belt Championship. Luckily for them, like I said, Coastal lost as well, so they both have one loss in conference play. They're going to get back on track. Marshall coming in to Harrisonburg. That's a rowdy stadium there with the purple bleachers. So, yeah, give me the Dukes in this game. I think they bounce back. Todd Centeio has a nice game, and Percy Agi Obase as well does it on the ground. Over-under is 50.5. Give me the over, and 3:30 ESPN Plus. North Texas, that's UTSA. Frank Harris, Zaire Franklin and co. Or Zachary Franklin. Zaire Franklin's a linebacker in the NFL for the Colts. Zachary Franklin gets the win here. 10-point favorites. I don't know if they cover that. UNT is pretty feisty, but I think the Road Runners at home in the Alamo Dome, they should have a nice day on offense. And I think UNT actually, I'll take the points with the green, the mean green there. Plus 10. Over under 72.5. No defense going to be played in this game. I'm going to go under that number there. This one is at 3:30, no network affiliation. San Jose State, they're on the road at New Mexico State. Our good friend John Babington. Sorry, bud. Your Aggies are going to go down to the Spartans here. San Jose State, shocking loss at Fresno State last week. They'll bounce back against New Mexico State, have a good day. Chevin Cordero, as long as he's healthy, which I think he should be good to go in this game after getting dinged up at the end against Fresno. Think they'll be good. They'll be fine. And San Jose State gets it done. I don't know about the 21.5. Maybe, but I'm not touching it. Over under is 43. I have to go with the over, just with how the offense is for San Jose State. Mexico State's going to score just enough to get that over. This one is at 6 p.m. No network. Number 24, Mississippi State at number 6, Alabama. Mississippi State coming off a loss to Kentucky. Bama, the massive loss at Tennessee. I feel bad for Mississippi State because they are going to feel the wrath of Nick Saban and his Alabama offense. Bryce Young is going to throw for a lot of yards in this game, and Will Rogers is not going to be able to keep up. The Bama defense is going to shut that offense down, just like Kentucky did last week. And I think Bama absolutely rolls. They will cover the 21 in this game. Over under is 61. I'm taking the over, and this one's 7 p.m. on ESPN. Boise State at Air Force. Here's Logan back to his lone wolf self. He is lone wolf in the Broncos on the road at Air Force. Not going to happen, Logan. Air Force completely annihilated UNLV last week in Vegas. They're going to come home. They're going to beat up on Boise State. Now, Boise State has played a lot better in recent weeks than when they started the season in their first 2 games. But they've got it going with Green at quarterback. but Brad Roberts is different. Brad Roberts, Emmanuel Michelle as well as the quarterback Zeke Daniels. I love Air Force, and I think they get it done in a massive Mountain West showdown in this game. Over under is 47.5. I'm going to go under. Yeah, under. I think the Air Force defense can do enough against the Boise State running attack. 7 p.m. CBS Sportsnet. Minnesota at number 16, Penn State, coming off a blowout loss at Michigan. They get home to Happy Valley, and they get a night game, which I think will be beneficial to them. Minnesota coming off a loss to Purdue a couple weeks ago. I think that Penn State gets it back on track. They run the ball, get Nicholas Singleton, Katron Allen and co. going again. And we'll have to wait and see whether it's Sean Clifford or Drew Aller at quarterback. Not sure how dinged up Clifford really was at the end when he got pulled out there for Aller. Penn State covers. They do cover -4.5. Over under is 43. I'm going to go over that number. This one's 7:30 ABC. SEC, Texas A&M at South Carolina. We're all on the Aggies here. I just think it's the defense against Spencer Rattler. That's really the biggest key for me, and the fact that I think A&M is just an overall better team, despite not having a quarterback, really. But I think Max Johnson does enough on offense. Haynes King. Haynes King, I believe, played last week 2 weeks ago against Bama. But I think A&M gets it done on the road in Columbia, even at night. Over-under is 44.5. I'm going to go under that. 7:30 SEC Network. UCF at ECU. The Golden Knights here. Yeah, I think they're gonna get it done on the road. It'll be a tough test. The night game at the Pirates is gonna be hard, but I think they have enough on offense with John Rice Plumlee. They have it rolling right now. So I'm taking UCF, taking the points -5, getting it done on the road. Over under is 63.5. I think I'm going to go under that number, actually. Weird to pick an under in a UCF game, but that's what I'm doing. 7:30 ESPNU. Number 17, Kansas State at number 8, TCU. I freaking hate TCU, like I said on Monday, but they're going to win again this week. Kansas State struggled last week against Oklahoma. They're going on the road at night to TCU. It's going to be a very difficult game for Adrian Martinez, even though he showed up and they crushed Oklahoma in Norman at night to really kickstart their top 25 campaign. Logan's lone wolf in the Wildcats. That's good for him. I hope he loses so I can gain some ground. Mark and I on the Horned Frogs at home. Again, night game for them at home. Too tough of a test for Kansas State to win. Over-under is 54.5. I'm going over that with the TCU offense. 8 p.m. FS1. Colorado at Oregon State. Yeah, we're all on the Beavers. They should absolutely crush the Buffaloes here in this one. Colorado is just so bad. And Gulbranson gets it done for Oregon State. Over under here is 48.5. I'm going to go under that. 8 p.m. Pac-12 Network. Pitt at Louisville. We are all on the Cardinals. I know Mark was thinking about going Pitt on the road. It's again night game. Always favors the home team, I think, and I would love to see Louisville wear their black jerseys, black unis, because I think those things look so clean at night. But we'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah, I'm just going with the better quarterback, Malik Cunningham. Against the Pat Narduzzi defense. Should be a good battle, but I think Cunningham gets it done at home. Over under 55. I'm going to go over that. I think it's a shootout in Louisville. This one's 8 p.m. ACC network. Washington at Cal. Yeah, Cal is not very good. Washington has surprised a lot of people. And I think they're going to get it done on the road at Cal. Wouldn't be surprised if Cal upsets the Huskies, but we are all riding the purple W here. Over under is 53.5. I'm going to go under that number and 10:30 on ESPN. We have 2 FCS game of the weeks because there are 2 top 10 matchups here, top 7 matchups, really. Number 5, and they're both Big Sky matchups, which is even better. Number 5, Weber State at number 3, Montana State. We are all on the Bobcats. This is a Bobcat versus what is Weber State? The Wildcats versus the Bobcats here. So, yeah, we're all in the Bobcats. They've played similar games, but I just think Montana State has been more dominant in their games than Weber State has. And the lone loss for Montana State was a blowout loss against Oregon State, so who's been pretty good this year. So yeah, give us the Bobcats at home for this top 5 matchup, and this one is 3 p.m. on ESPN Plus. And then you got the nightcap, number 7 Montana at number 2 Sacramento State. This one's on national TV, y'all. 11 p.m. Eastern, ESPN 2. Logan Lone Wolf and the Grizzlies, Montana Grizzlies here. Mark and I, we are going with the number 2 team in the country in the FCS, Sacramento State Hornets. They have been shredding people on offense, just scoring like crazy. They probably score somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 plus per game. Just to verify what their actual points per game is here. They score I'm not sure. It does not show. But look, I mean, they've scored 56. They beat Utah Tech 56-33. 37-21 over Northern Iowa, 41-10 over Colorado State, 49-21 over Cal Poly, 55-7 over Northern Colorado, and then 52-28 over Montana. So yeah, this is these 2 games combined. They have 4 of the top 5 in the Big Sky Conference, with Idaho being the only one mixed in there, just ahead of Montana, who is the only one of these 4 teams with a conference loss, because they just lost to Idaho last week by 7. And again, Montana really has not been dominant. They beat Northwestern State 47-0. South Dakota, they only beat by 17, 24-7. They beat Indiana State 49-14. Crushed Portland State 53-16. But the last 2 games, 28-20 over Idaho State, and then 30-23 loss against Idaho last weekend. So I just think Sacramento State's got the better team, better offense specifically. So I think the Hornets get the job done at home here, picking both home teams. This one, like I said, 11 p.m. Eastern, ESPN2. I will be watching it for sure. Yeah. NFL pick standings. Yeah, Mark got us again, dude. Mark is on a roll in the NFL picks, man. He got a game on Logan. I dropped a couple from Mark, one from Logan. So Logan is now just one game above Mark. And or actually, my bad. I did not update these ones here. But Mark is actually tied with Logan. He went 7-5 last week, and Logan and I both went 6-6. So really didn't do terribly, but I didn't gain any ground. So I'm still toiling down here with being 5 games back from Mark now, and continue to be 5 games back from Logan, who is in second place based off last week's record. So yeah, it's a close one, especially the top 2. I'm going to try to get back up here this weekend. But Lone Wolves, Logan got his only one wrong. That's how Mark got us. Mark went 1-1 in his Lone Wolves. Lost the Browns against the Patriots, but he did get the Colts right over the Titans, or over the Jags. And then I lost the Saints against the Bengals, which was a terrible loss. Shouldn't have lost that one, but here we are. And then Logan got the Chiefs wrong, losing to the Bills. So this week, Bucks at the Panthers, take the points. I told you to take the points last week against my other team, the Steelers, but and that did not work out. The Steelers went outright, but the Panthers are so bad. Defensively, they can hold up in this game. I think that's the only solace that you have if you're looking at Panthers plus 13 possibly, or whatever. But offensively, they cannot hold up. PJ Walker combined with no Christian McCaffrey now, no Robbie Anderson anymore. It's DJ Moore, Deontay Foreman, Shi Smith, Ian Thomas, and whatever. But yeah, it's not a good offense. So I think the Bucks defense should have a nice day. I'm playing them in fantasy, so hopefully they have a good day. And over under is 39.5. I am gonna go under that number. Crazy, but under. Falcons, the second 1 p.m. game here. Falcons at the Bengals. We're all on Cincinnati, despite the Falcons' surprise win against the Niners last week. The Bengals, however, they had a comeback win over the Saints, who I lone wolfed. And I think the Bengals are finally back on track. They're back to 500. They're in that division, which is very tight at the top. Actually, it's tight overall now, with the Steelers being just 1 game back from the Bengals and Ravens, who are both 3-3. And Browns are 2-4 as well. The over under here is 47.5. I think I am going to go over on that one. Over 47.5. Pretty high for an NFL game, but I think it goes over. Lions at the Cowboys. We all have stars up on the board here. Yeah, I think the Dak coming back has a nice matchup. The Lions are 32nd against the pass in the league this year, so Dak should air it out a lot. I think Pollard and Zeke should have a nice game on the ground as well. The Lions defense overall is just not that good. And Cowboys take the 7 points here. Maybe. I don't know. Lions might cover that. Falcons game, by the way, you should take the 6.5 because they are 6-0 against the spread this year. So but yeah, the Cowboys have a good matchup against the Lions. Take the 7 points. Over under is 49. I'm gonna go under that, under 49, just because the Cowboys defense, I think, will limit Jared Goff and that offense a lot. They won't be able to score as many points. Colts at the Titans. This is for first place in the AFC South. I'm lone wolf in Indianapolis. Look, I think the Titans secondary is not that good. Matt Ryan found the passing game last week against Jacksonville in a comeback effort. And I think with Pittman and Pierce, I think they should have a nice day throwing the ball because it's going to be tough. The Titans are number one against running backs in fantasy wise. So that means they're probably good in totality in real life against the run. So I think even Jonathan Taylor coming back, Nyheim Hines as well, JT might struggle against the Tennessee front seven. So I think they're going to have to throw the ball to win this game. And that's exactly how I see them winning it. Over under here is 42. Give me the under in that one. Packers at the Commanders. I hate picking the Packers again, but how can you not? No Carson Wentz for Washington. I can see it now. We're going to come back here on Monday, and I'm going to be like, wow, Taylor Heineke getting it done. That's exactly what I'm going to say when we recap this game on Monday. I can already see it now if we all have the power G's up there. But yeah, it's the backup quarterback thing. It's I don't know what else it really is. Green Bay is not that good right now. And I think that Washington's front seven will limit Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon in the running game. So then it comes down to, can the receivers actually win for the Packers? Yet to be seen. Over under here is 41.5. I'm going to go under on that one. Giants at the Jags. Yeah, I'm lone wolf in the Jags. I just think that for one, I want to pick against the Giants. And for two, the Jags are at home and they should have won last week. They should really be 3-3. I know people are going to say shoulda, woulda, coulda, but they're good enough team to beat the Giants. They just literally, I don't know how the Giants keep winning. All that you have to do is stack the box against Saquon, and they really don't have. If you have good enough corners on the outside, if you play man coverage, stack the box against Saquon and have good run defense, I just don't see how Daniel Jones can win with those receivers that he has right now. So I think they do that exact thing. I think they man up on the outside, Shaq Griffin and co. And they stack the box, they stop Saquon, and the Jags get the win at home. Over under is 43. I'm going to go under that number there. Last 1:00 game, Browns at the Ravens, AFC North matchup. I would love for the Browns to win this game, but I just do not see it happening. Ravens coming off a loss to the Giants there. I just think the Ravens are a lot better than the Browns. Despite Amari Cooper having a good season for Cleveland, they're still just kind of hanging in there until Deshaun comes back week 13, which is still a long way off for them, unfortunately. But yeah, I think Baltimore gets it done. Lamar Jackson has a good day passing the ball to his new friend, Deshaun Jackson. Over under is 45.5. I think I am going to go over on this game here. 4:05 games. There's two of them this weekend. Jets at the Broncos. This is ridiculous. We are all picking the New York Jets. Rich Eisen would be proud, and I just feel like it's going to come back to bite us. Somehow, Russell Wilson's going to put in a performance at home in Denver, and the Jets are going to lose this somehow. But they're only 1-point favorite on the road and at Mile High, so wouldn't be surprised. But the Jets running the ball, they're going to face probably the best defense that they faced all year in Denver. So that'll be an interesting thing. Can Zach Wilson beat you passing the ball if he has to? Should not be a very good game, I don't think. Over under is 38, the lowest of the weekend, and I'm going under. Both defenses. Actually, I shouldn't say both defenses. I am starting the Jets defense in one of my leagues. Couldn't get them in a couple other ones on waivers because I wasn't high enough on the priority. But Broncos defense, I think, should limit the Jets offense, and the Broncos offense will limit themselves. So that's why it goes under 38. Texans at the Raiders. Look, I'm taking a shot here. I'm down 5 games right now in the standings. I need some help, and I'm going to my guy Davis Mills to get me some help here. On the road in Vegas, the Raiders are just reeling. They are so bad. They had the game against the Chiefs 17-0. You had the Chiefs on the road in Kansas City, and you lose. That's tough. Look, the Texans have also had some games this year that they've let down in the fourth quarter. So who wins in a paltry matchup? That's where I'm getting the Davis Mills hype here. Needs to throw more to Brandon Cooks. Let Damian Pierce run wild. I don't think the Raiders are going to be able to stop the run. And Houston gets it done in Vegas. Over-under is 45.5. I'm going to go under that number there. $4.25 games. We have two. The Seahawks at the Chargers. Very shocked. No one took the Seahawks. I think Mark was thinking about it. But we're all on LA. Give us the Chargers. Justin Herbert has a good day against the Seahawks secondary. I think Austin Eckler should have a nice running day as well. I don't think the Seahawks front seven is very good against the run. We'll have to wait and see. Keenan Allen game time decision. I think that would open a lot more, open it up a lot more for Mike Williams in the passing game. So give me the Chargers but give me Seahawks +5. I think that's a lot of points for Seattle to not cover there. Over under is 50, and I'm going over. Shootout in LA. Chiefs at the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey likely to play. Not going to be a lot though. However, having only a couple days to get ready. But Mark is running with CMC's new team in San Fran. Logan and I, we're going to stick with Kansas City. Coming off that loss to Buffalo, they're going to rebound. This is the Super Bowl 54 rematch here. So give us the team who won that game in the Kansas City Chiefs. And I just think the secondary for the Niners, even with Jimmy Ward back, it's not going to be good enough to beat Kansas City and their plethora of receivers, plus Travis Kelce, who will have a nice battle against Fred Warner coming up. Over-under is 49. I'm going to go under on that one. Sunday Night Football. Steelers in Miami at the Dolphins. Fins getting 7 points at home. I think the Steelers are a lot better than people put them out to be in, despite what their 2-4 record shows. The offense is much improved with Kenny Pickett. He's coming off his concussion, so hopefully he can get back to normal in this game. And the Dolphins, when you look at fantasy specifically, again, like I said, I think fantasy, Kenny Pickett's going to have a nice night. The Steelers are going to shock the Dolphins at home on Sunday Night Football. The Steelers defense is going to play like they did last week. They're going to get Levi Wallace back. I think Terrell Edmonds should be back at safety as well. and Minka Fitzpatrick too. So yes, give me Pittsburgh on the road at Miami. They're gonna get it done. Best bets of the week, 2-1. We finally had a winning week last week. We're 2 games below 500, 7, 9, and 2 overall. Gonna get it done this week. We're going 3-0 here. Cowboys -7 against the Lions. That's a little bit of an iffy one, but I do like the Cowboys. I think they're gonna have a nice day offensively. Jets -1 at the Broncos. That's kind of a pick 'em situation where all you got to do is win, and they're going to cover essentially. So yeah, I like the Jets on the road in Denver. The running game should get it done. And then the Steelers I just mentioned +7 at the Dolphins. It's a lot of points. Touchdown plus an extra point there for Pittsburgh on the road. Kenny Pickett is the story in that game, and the defense is going to limit Tua. They're going to do a nice job covering Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. Lock standings. I am back to 500. I'm the only one that got mine right last week. Logan, how pitiful was that? 9.5-point favorites on the road in Pittsburgh. Bucks lose it for him outright there. And then Mark had the Niners losing in Atlanta last week. That was a tough one, but I got the Vikings right, winning in Miami last weekend. So Logan and I, we are both 1 game back of Mark. Here we are, locks of the week here. Logan going to Kansas City. He has the Chiefs locking that in over the 49ers. In San Fran. I am sticking with the Cowboys. Doom. Lock them in over the Lions in Dallas there. And Mark, he is dooming the Baltimore Ravens at home over the Cleveland Browns. Once again, doom, as the guys on NFL Network Game Day Morning like to say. Dog standings here. Yeah, great week. We all went 2-0 because we all picked the same team. Seahawks +2.5 at home against the Cardinals. They won 19-9 outright. So great week for us. I am now 8-4. Logan back to 500, 5-1 for him. And he is he is just a little bit back of myself, and then Mark getting to 4-8, 4 games back from me. So here are our dogs this week. Logan likes the Giants +3 at the Jags. Again, I am lone wolfing Jacksonville at home. So no, Logan, I'm sorry, that will not win. You might cover though. I am sticking with my Pittsburgh Steelers +7 at the Dolphins. It's the only dog I picked this week, I think, other than the Texans. But yeah, give me Pittsburgh again. Kenny Pickett, the Steelers receivers, and then the Steelers defense, I think, plays nicely against the receivers for Miami. Mark, he is going back to his lock from last week. He's taken the Niners +2, lone wolf in them at home against the Chiefs. Sorry, Mark, again, just like Logan, I hope yours does not win because I picked the Chiefs. Logan and I did. Next week, we'll be back. NFL Week 8. We'll talk about the Monday night game, the Week 7 finale between the Bears and Patriots, and then the Thursday night kickoff of Week 8, Ravens at the Bucks. That should be a fantastic game in Tampa there. As always, we'll give you all the NCAA and NFL news, and we'll talk about the upcoming slate of college football and NFL games for that weekend. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media at FAA Podcast on Instagram and Twitter, at FAA_bets on Twitter as well. And then FAApodcast.com is our website. You can check us out here on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, etc. Thank y'all for watching.